This is crazy. It's not safe in here. We need to pull out. Captain!
Looking for me, boys? Welcome to China.
Ada! Wait! We've got no choice. We have to kill him. He'd do the same for us.
Alright, welcome back to Resident Evil 6. In this video, our partner Marco has been killed and turned into a BOW called a Nezdo. Nezdos are a lot more intimidating looking than they actually are. They're pretty much just one big swarm of bugs, and if you shoot them a bunch, the actual BOW will show itself, which is that bee-like creature. And all you have to do is kill that, and then the Nezdo is done. Yeah, again, I just want to point out that I do feel bad that we got attached to Marco throughout this level, only to have him die, like, immediately after he was useful. And again, gotta feel sorry for Chris, man. He's losing people left and right. And it's all Ada's fault. One of these days we're gonna have to do something about that, Ada.
I'm on it.
I'm not sure why exactly that door specifically had to be blown up. Like, what was so different between that door and other doors?
Chris, we need to stay calm.
After what she's done to us, how many of our men are dead because of that bitch?
I'm right there with you, Captain. But your personal vendetta isn't gonna get us anywhere. If you hadn't been blinded by vengeance, we could have prevented some of those deaths.
Shut up.
Do you even care about our mission anymore?
Shut up!
I feel sorry for all the men that died believing in you. What happened to the legendary Chris Redfield, huh? What happened to you? It's a good thing Finn's not around to see you this way.
I'm going after Ada. HQ, this is Alpha Leader. I need a location on Ada Wong.
I'm going with you. Someone's got to keep an eye on you, whether you want them to or not.
Again, I just want to point out that I agree with both of these characters. I agree with both Chris and Piers.
What took you so
Ada
long?
Wong has left the city and is heading south for the harbor. HQ to all teams. Target Ada Wong has been spotted, heading south for the harbor. We want her alive.
But yeah, Chris is, he cares about Ada for vengeance reasons. And Piers, you know, he knows that, and he just wants Chris to, you know, focus on the mission, but Chris is doing it for vengeance to avenge his teammates, so I agree with both of them, really.
I'm not stupid enough to fall for her bullshit. You should have a little more faith in your captain.
Chris says that. You think I'm stupid enough to fall for her bullshit? He's fallen for her bullshit twice already. I mean, just gonna put that out there. But this part's pretty interesting. This is another one of those cool, like, set-piece moments that I really like in Chris's campaign. Not quite yet, because this is kind of... This part reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 5, the part where Josh drives you and Sheva around on that boat, and you have to stop in those different areas and turn the switches. Just the way that this area is laid out reminds me a lot of that. And of course there's a lot of boxes to break, a lot of items to pick up. I did not need to pick up that shotgun ammo. And you can use the cover mechanic here. I still don't love the cover mechanic. I don't think it's, like, amazing. So, use it at your own risk, really. Like, this game perfected a lot of the controls. I think it's the best controlling Resident Evil game. Everything just feels really fluid and just fine. Except for the cover mechanic. They'll never quite make that work. But I guess it does set it apart from something like Gears of War that's cover base, like, pretty much built around using a cover system. So that's good anyway, that it's not just like ripping off the Gears of War cover mechanic and it does its own thing. Because it could have just ripped it off. I hear speaking, but I don't know who's speaking. Uh-oh, we got these weird chicken people. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the chicken people. I'm not even sure what they're called. I said this in, like, Resident Evil 4 and Revelations, that when it comes to Resident Evil 6, I'm not going to remember any of the enemies' names. Because they're just so, like, abstract and weird that they're just... They go right in one ear and right out the other. Okay, here you go. You ready for the chicken people's names? Noga Skakanje. Noga-Skakange. Sorry. So yeah, that's their name. Like, see what I'm talking about? Like, Resident Evil 4 had such memorable names like Dr. Salvador, Ganado, El Gigante, and then in this game you've got Ruka Kahavajante, Ruka Badem, Noga Oklop. I'm not just making up words, those are actual enemy names in this game. Glava Begnauts, Glava Dim, Glava Smetch, Glava Sluz. Like, come on. But yeah, here we got another helicopter we gotta deal with. This is... I don't think it's the same one that was bothering us with, No, because we took that out already with Jake and Sherry. But yeah, this is the set piece moment I was talking about. I do like this. It's just... You run away from the helicopter, you run on these little boats, and it's pretty cool, it's fun. And, you know, Chris says don't really worry about anything else, just keep running, and that's very sound advice. That's very, very good advice indeed. Because if you worry about any of the other guys, it's probably going to take a little too long, and something's going to happen, and you're probably gonna die. So don't worry about the enemies. They might throw some Noga Skaganches at you. There's one right there. I'm gonna call them chicken people, because that name is better. There's a Napod. I love how they just throw that one Napod at you, and it's like, hey, you want to fight it? Nah. But now we're done here. That part is done, and all we have to do now is actually just take out the helicopter. And there's also a Serpent Emblem right across the way there. There you go. You can just use your handgun for it. It's one of those that I think you're supposed to use your sniper rifle, but you could just use a handgun. It's no big deal. Yeah, as this is a helicopter, it can be kind of annoying. I'd say this part is more annoying than the other helicopter, which we took out fairly easily. This part you're a little more, I guess, exposed. And he's focusing just on you and Piers, whereas the other one, he would sometimes, like, just leave to go deal with Jake and Sherry. So, he's all yours this time. He's getting ready to fire. This was not a good time to reload. Ow. How am I not dead yet? Any normal human being would have died. And here, I like this. This is a nice little touch. how in this area the boxes are different. Also, look at that man. He looks like a Chinese Gabe Newell. But the boxes are different. They're vases instead of like the normal cardboard boxes. And I think that's cool. A little attention to detail. I love it. They'll do that all in this game. They'll change boxes due to like what area you're in. And I think that's really cool. Again, attention to detail. If you can do really cool attention to detail in video games, I loves it.
Let's go.
The cool thing about this area is that this whole building is about to, you know, spoiler alert, it's about to blow up. But we do revisit this area in Jake's campaign. It's one of the areas it's one of the few areas that you revisit in another campaign. And everything that Chris does here stays in Jake's campaign. Like, this building will stay blown up, and I think that's pretty cool. Combine some stuff here. And let's get out of here.
That's
Kind of a
that.
weak
Now
explosion.
we get Ada. Copy that.
Did you even have to ask Piers, like, hey Chris, what's our objective now? We get Ada, dummy! He's just about as committed to this Ada cause as he was to the Wesker cause in 5. Whereas, like, the last half of the game, he was just like, I know Wesker's involved now. We have to take care of Wesker! And now he's just kind of like, Ada killed all my men. It's time to kill Ada. He just kind of goes crazy. He has a very one-track mind, Chris Redfield. Once he sets his sights on something, he's probably not going to let that go. Like that guy, he set his sights on him. Piers. That was Chris's kill. Yeah, don't get cocky, kid. And down he goes. Yeah, this is actually exactly an area we visit as Jake and Sherry. They don't do that very often. They don't reuse areas, but this is one of them. Actually, it's sort of different. Never mind. It's slightly different. Jake and Sherry might end up on the other side of this area. But that's it for this video.